So in this video, in our Node.js Essentials course, we're going to actually write our first Node.js program. And it'll give us a chance to test our environment and make sure everything's set up and get us ready for writing more complex programs in the next few lessons. So we're going to write a basic Hello World program in Node.js, but we're going to put a Node.js twist onto it. But first, let's just create a folder to hold all of your files in. And for me, I'm just going to do it on the desktop, but you can put this wherever you like on your machine. And I'll call the folder Node.js Essentials for the course. So the next thing I want to do is actually create a JavaScript file, but I'm going to actually do that by opening up my text editor, which I'll be using to write the JavaScript throughout the rest of this course. So you can use any text editor program that you like, even the basic Windows Notepad will do, but I bet if you've done some coding already, you've probably got a text editor installed already that you prefer to use. And my personal favourite is Visual Studio Code, so I'll be using that throughout the rest of the course, but feel free to use whichever text editor you like to follow along. So I'm going to open up Visual Studio Code so that I can create a new file. And I'll just open that folder that I just created for the Node.js Essentials course. Once you've got your text editor open, just go ahead and create a new file. And I'm going to save this as app.js, but the actual file name itself doesn't matter as long as you've got .js as the file extension on the end, so that your text editor can recognize it as a JavaScript file. So once you've got your file created, let's do that simple hello world program. So we'll just say console.log and pass in the string of hello world. And if you go ahead and save that, our JavaScript file is ready to run. So how do we actually run that JavaScript file with Node.js? So you'll remember from the previous video that you were able to access an instance of Node.js and do some simple expressions like you would in the developer tools of your browser, but that was all done from the command line or terminal. So if we head back over there, we can actually run our JavaScript program from the command line. So I'm just going to navigate into that folder that I created a second ago. And if we inspect the contents of the directory, you'll see I've got my app.js file ready to run. Okay, so to run the program, all we need to actually write is node followed by app.js. And when we hit enter, you can see that console.log JavaScript statement is executed and we get the result straight away back in our console. And you can also run it by referencing the file name without the extension on the end. So for example, node app. So here we're running the app.js file, but we don't need to include the .js extension, but we get the same result. Okay, so it's not the most exciting program, so let's go back to our text editor and give this a Node.js twist. So because Node.js has got a tighter relationship with the computer that you're working on, it knows things about the operating system and the environment that you have, for example. Let's use that to our advantage and actually display a more personalized message to the user when this JavaScript file runs. So I'm going to change the message in our console.log into a template literal, and instead of using hello world, I'm actually going to echo out a variable, and in that name variable I'm going to store a value, which is actually something that we saw from the previous video where we looked at the process object. So inside that process object there is actually a property called env, which is obviously short for environment, and inside that environment property there's actually another property called username, and it's actually all uppercase. So that will actually hold the value of the username that's actually logged into this computer. So if we save app.js now and go back to the terminal and run it, you can see that the name variable has picked up my username that I'm logged into this computer with and has added that into the template literal and displayed it with the console.log message. So this is something you wouldn't be able to do in the browser because the browser's got no access to that process object and certainly not the environment of the computer that you're working on. So hopefully you're starting to see the distinction between JavaScript running in the browser like Chrome or Firefox and what Node.js can offer you in terms of interacting with the environment and the computer that you're running your code on. So just before we finish this video, I just want to show you in Visual Studio Code, you can actually run your command prompt or terminal code directly in the editor. So if we just go up to the terminal menu up here and click New Terminal, you can see it's opened a terminal within Visual Studio Code where I can actually run any JavaScript files which are in this folder. So if we go down there and type in again node app, you can see the JavaScript runs again, but now it's inside Visual Studio Code, so we don't need to keep switching between those two windows on our computer. And you might need to go to the menu options here to actually choose the correct terminal program or command prompt program that you want to use, but as long as you followed the install instructions in the previous video, it shouldn't matter really too much which terminal program you're actually running your code in. Oh, and one last thing to say, if you are running on a Mac or a Linux computer, if you're following through with this example, you might want to actually change the username property here just to user. And that's simply because of the way that those operating systems populate their environment variables and how they store their information under different property names. So congratulations on writing your first Node.js program. In the next few lessons, we're going to start looking at some of the built-in core modules in Node and some of the things that you can do with them to start writing more complex programs.